sitting, 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, and it's great that you were able to lure Ennio Morricone back to doing a Western score for the first time in I don't know how long.
Yeah.
But
Well, the first time since, people keep saying Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. No, it was like a Terrence Hill movie he did called Genius, or it was done in like 73 or something like that. So it was like Genius and My Name is Nobody, I think were his last official Western scores. And he said he would never do a Western again. And then he did my Western, and he actually kind of proved his point, all right? Because it's more of a horror film score kind of than a Western score for the most part. But that's actually ended up very appropriate for the movie. It's about encompassing dread and the violence that will fall.
oh yeah, actually I thought the score is beautiful in this picture.
I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's the first time he's been trying to get me to use an original score forever.
Yeah.
And finally,
Because you've used
broke down.
Morricone in many of your films.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, a lot.
Just not written for them.
Yeah, well, I've never given, I've never actually wanted to give a composer that kind of power over my film at the last stage of the game. When I chose the music, well, then it's mine. It's my choice. And but it was something about this movie. It was I had a little voice whispered to me on this film, and no other. I've never had this voice before in any other film. In fact, I had the opposite voice, frankly. This voice said, there's something about this material. It deserves its own music. It deserves something more than a secondhand score. And I've never referred to my other movies as a secondhand score. I always, what if I use it better than the guy who did it before? It's mine. I'm buying the rights. I'm not ripping off anything. If I do it better, well, then I get it. He can use it again and maybe do it better than me. Well, we'll see. All right. Good luck. All right. But I didn't feel that this way. I actually felt this time that it was. It should be this should have its own music that would be original to it, that would be associated forever with the Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
And I listen, and I always listen to that voice. I always feel that that's your talent's way of trying to communicate with you. And so I listened to it, and we got together, and I had a very interesting conversation with Ennio the first time. So I go down to his. We'd met each other before at other things, but I go down to his apartment. It's this most beautiful apartment in Rome. And first step is translating it into Italian, the script. And so he read it, and his wife read it, his son read it. They all really liked it. His wife really, really liked it, which I think went a long way. And we got together to talk about it. And one of the things he said, he goes, well, I'm kind of curious about even why you're here. Because, approaching me to write original score, that's not what you do. What you do is you take other scores that have already existed, and then you use them to your own benefit and your own way, and you do a really good job with that, and people seem to like it, so why would you change? And I was like, well, frankly, I'm not even 100% sure if I want to change or not. And if this doesn't work out, I'll probably how I end up doing this one. But there is something about this one that we've needed to sit down and talk seriously about collaborating, and I think this is the one to have that conversation about. And then we just kept it about the script, kept talking about the script, and he mentioned that he had a theme, which I was very interested about the idea of this theme that's floating around in his head. And I have, well, tell me about this theme. And he's known for like humming it out or dotting it out, and you see him when he actually works with the orchestra. That's what he does. No, it needs to be da da da, or ba ba ba, and he gets very frustrated until the trombone people do it the right way, or the oboe people do it the right way. But in this case, it was like, well, no, I see like a theme. It's driving. It's like the stagecoach. It's moving forward, and it's moving through that snowy terrain. And the 6 horses are pulling it, and the wheels are turning, and it's just moving forward. And that would be the driving part of the theme. However, there's an ominous sound that umbrellas right on top over it that is just the suggestion of the violence that will ultimately come. And that sounded terrific. And at the time, it looked like he was only, because he had to work with Giuseppe Tornatore to do his next movie, and it looked like that was going to, he would only have a chance to do a theme. But the truth of the matter is he sat down, I think that night after I left, and got inspired. And I ended up seeing him at the Donatello Awards the very next day, or the very next night. And he goes, Quentin, I'm going to give you more music than that. And so literally, like 7 minutes of music became 15 minutes of music, became 22 minutes of music, became something like 32 minutes of music by the time it was all over with.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really neat.
Well, that's amazing. Well, that's a gift right there. Now